Computer's off. We're live, Powerhouse family.
Live at 5.
Yeah, we're live at 5. Mike's hair is always on fleek, no matter what he's doing. So before we get started, I would love to double check if all of our links are working and if our live channel, let's see if it's going through. And if we're live on YouTube, that'd be amazing if our viewers could see us on YouTube. And if
I have confirmation that we are.
We are live.
We are live.
Hey, that's so exciting. Well, it's 9 o'clock on the dot, and that's perfect. We went through so much, Powerhouse family, all of my Powerhouses who are watching, we went through so much goodness to get all of this stuff on. I'm not really sure how this Google, Hangout, YouTube, live streaming works, but we're here. And we're on it, so that's super exciting. I definitely want to get started, so I'll give everybody a hot second to pop in and check everything out. I know we have some people coming on, some people that are watching through this permalink that we sent them, and we have some people that are just watching live on YouTube, which is crazy. Technology is nuts. When I sit there and I think, God, this is what we're doing. This is life by design. It's like I'm gonna pinch myself. I'm gonna pinch myself. How are you guys doing tonight? How's everybody doing? We good?
Woohoo! Awesome.
Yes.
What you got back there, Mikey? You gonna show us something?
Some awesomeness, you know.
I love it. Well, let's get started then, for sure. Make sure that I'm in here. I can see all you guys. And what I would like to do is welcome everybody to our sneak peek into Powerhouse Coaching. We have lots of challengers that are in here, lots of people that are inquiring lately. What is this that you do? What are you guys doing from the computer, from New Jersey, from Florida, from Australia, from all over the place, right? So we decided to put our little webinar together, a little live session, info session for a lot of our Powerhouse challengers, and for just some people on Facebook and Instagram that are asking us, what is this whole coaching opportunity? So I'm just going to introduce myself briefly, and then I'm going to interview my 3 powerhouses right here that are all coaching full-time. This is not too good to be true. I think I posted today that my biggest fear was that people would think that it's not possible to do what we're doing. But right before we got on here, Mike was even saying, like, I'm doing this from my bed. Like that's it. We're home. Jacqueline's in her RV. Amanda's in her apartment. I'm currently in New Jersey. This is real. This is happening, and it would be kind of selfish of us not to share this opportunity with you. So for those of you who know me, you guys know I'm Hera Z. For people who are watching live on YouTube right now, what's up? This is super cool. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I would be broadcasting live on YouTube, but I am. And I want to give you just a little bit of background on how I started into this whole coaching opportunity, and then I want to have you talk to my coaches. So there's Amanda down there. I don't know, Amanda, if you can wave, if you could say hey. And she's in Florida right now. We got Jacqueline, who is also in Florida. Jack, say hey. What's up?
A little bit.
RV. Yeah, from her RV. She was just in California and went clear across the country to Florida. And then we got Mikey. Mikey, say hey. That's Mike Gardner there. I think unless you talk, it doesn't zoom in on you. But Mike was in Australia when he started this opportunity, when he started coaching with us. So just to give you guys a little background on where we're coming from, where we're at in all different walks of life, I was a teacher. I used to be a teacher, and I always knew that there was something more that I could do. So there are certain people that are going to say, wow, you know, I'm a teacher. I have a lot of teachers listening tonight. I'm a teacher, and I want to start a part-time business. For me, it was always knowing that I could start my own business, but I wasn't sure how to do it. I thought maybe I would start a tutoring business. I definitely wanted to work from a laptop, and I knew that helping others was something that gave me a sense of purpose. And lo and behold, somebody had tagged me. They saw me making a smoothie on Facebook. She was my roommate from grad school, and she had tagged me in a picture of Shakeology. And for those of you who know what Shakeology is and you're drinking it now, you guys know that that's the healthiest meal of the day, right? I don't mean to sound cliche, but we know what's in that stuff. So when she had tagged me in this picture, I was like, what is this? Long story short, I tried the stuff, became addicted to it, got taken off of thyroid medication, and started paying that forward to other people. And within 8 months, it ended up becoming my full-time business where, yes, my coaches and everybody hears me every day say I want to pinch myself that I can work from this right here. This is a laptop. I'm working from a laptop. I'm working from my phone, and I'm still fulfilling my purpose of helping other people. 3 of those people tonight that you'll get to meet are right here on this YouTube live hangout. So they had actually also decided to pay their journeys forward, and that's what we're going to hear a little bit more about right now. I'd actually, if we don't mind, I'd like to start with Mike, because Mike and I had met on Facebook, which is crazy, right? I know Amanda personally, Jacqueline I met on Instagram, and Mike and I met on Facebook. And Mike, I'm just kind of curious if you want to share with everybody where you were at and what you were thinking before you got into Beachbody and what kind of drew you to the opportunity.
Before I got started as a coach, so I met Hera while I was playing basketball, playing college ball. I had another teammate of mine who introduced me to Beachbody, and I loved the opportunity. I loved the business model. I loved the idea of it. I got it. As soon as I watched a call just like this one, and I really just understood what the guy was talking about, about just the importance of our time, and we spend so much of our lives. You look around at the people around you, and you're going to see a lot of people who are spending and giving their time to earn money. And he was just talking about how if you really want to enjoy life, if you really want to have the time to do what you love and live a life that's awesome, then you've got to stop trading your time for money and start trading value for money. And so that's where I was at playing ball, and then I found this awesomeness, and now we're here.
And we had a conversation. I think the story goes that I had wished him a happy birthday, and we started talking about that specific conversation, just how we wanted something more, and we wanted to give value, and that's what you see us do on social media. We use our lives as an inspiration to others, and we'll talk to you a little bit about how we actually do get paid as coaches. And for anybody who stays on to the very end, we do have a prize for you, so stay tuned. Jacqueline next also. So I met Mike on Facebook, and Jacqueline I had met on Instagram. We were sharing a similar story that I used to have Hashimoto's thyroiditis and how Shakeology had helped me with that. And Jacqueline, if you can just tell me where you were kind of at, because I know you were also working in a corporate job, and you had made the decision to switch to this. If you want to share a little bit about where you were at before this.
Well, I seriously, I love sharing my story, and I always have to cut it off short because I can make it go on forever and ever. But what's exciting is around the time I met Hera, a few months before, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder. I had a goiter in my throat, an enlarged thyroid. I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism. Last year I was 50 pounds over what I am now, and I had made dietary changes to help my thyroid. And I had been making my own shakes at home, and I was putting like all these crazy superfoods said to be high in antioxidants, but like I could only get like 4 vegetables in there and a couple fruits. And I mixed it all together, and it was disgusting. Like, I remember some mornings drinking, I'm like, I don't think this is worth it. But I was trying to get as much nutrition in me as I possibly could. And I started researching more. And then at the same time, I met Hera on Instagram, and she was super friendly. And she was like, hey. And I'm like, oh, this chick is awesome. I want to be her friend. So we started talking, and I found out, she had been using Shakeology, and she told me about how it helped her thyroid disorder. And I was really hesitant at first. I'm like, oh my gosh, this chick has this miracle story about this shake, and I totally had my doubts. When she told me the price of it, at first I was just like, this chick is crazy. But I took the information she gave me, and I asked for the ingredients, did some research myself, and found out, because I had gotten so into nutrition and become a nutritional therapist, that I recognized the ingredients and how rare they were and how hard they were to find in anything. So I got set up with Shakeology, but I had no intention of working out.
No.
I thought, my workout came for free, And when I got it, I was like, oh, it's only a half hour. I'll just try it out. And I did, and I felt great afterwards. And I kept doing it. And I did it for 60 days and saw results. And I think that's when I became addicted. From day one, I didn't have any results, but I always wanted to share what Shakeology was doing for me and how awesome I was feeling after the workouts. And at that time, I actually didn't have a job, but I've had like a ton of previous jobs where, like when I was an esthetician, and when I think about that, I think about how much rent I had to pay to work. Does that make sense? I had to pay rent to work somewhere, and I had to get my own clientele, and if I didn't have anyone that week, I was minus $250 that week for not making anything. And I realized how much more I make coaching. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I had always been searching for the job that would make me feel passionate, fulfilling my purpose, and not be working for somebody else's dreams. And I was an assistant manager at a tea shop in a mall. And I was working 35 to 40 hours a week. And that does not compare to what I'm doing now.
And
I mean, this is life by design.
Yeah, and that's where I want, when we touch upon where everybody's at now, because they don't even know the half of your story and what you've done. But what had attracted me to you also, not only was the autoimmune disorder, but you were living in an RV. She's a mom. She's also currently, I can announce it, right? She's pregnant. So we're gonna get into where we have taken our coaching stories now, because I do want to get into a little bit of the Beachbody, the company that we kind of stand by and align with. And I know that Mike wants to kind of show us a little bit of that ESBI, that quadrant that we were talking about, because as Jacqueline's going into the employee mindset and the small business mindset, that's where it brings me to Amanda. And Amanda, actually, she's coached at the school that I had worked at when I was a teacher, and she walked into my classroom one day when I was ready to leave. I had put in my letter of resignation, and she walked in with one of my old students. So I was in the classroom teaching, and I said, listen, I am looking for people who want to take this to the next level. Like, we're going to coach people online. It's going to be amazing. Do you know anybody who wants a job? And in walked Amanda. So Amanda, if you could share with us a little bit about kind of where you were at when Beachbody and the coaching opportunity with Powerhouse was introduced to you. Just because you've come a really long way as well, but I want to hear the before. Oops, is Amanda there? Amanda's not frozen, is she?
No, I just graduated college. And you guys frozen? I look frozen.
You're not frozen anymore.
Okay, we're going. No, so yeah, I just graduated college. Didn't really know what was next, and then I was just working out, getting healthy, because definitely gained. I like to say the 15 plus all through college, and getting back into shape. And then I walked into Hera's classroom, and she was all excited. She was like, "I'm retiring. I'm going to just coach people. I'm going to inspire all these people." And I was like, what is this teacher talking about? What is she doing? So, she started talking to me about just helping people, getting healthy and fit, and getting basically paid to live a healthy lifestyle. And I was like, I'm pretty much doing that now. I'm getting certified as a personal trainer. People are already asking me what I'm doing because I'm losing weight. Like, tell me more. And just like Mike said, we watched an info session, or I personally watched an info session, just like the one you're watching now, and the rest is history. I mean, it was just, I realized you could design the life that you want to live, and you can be healthy and inspiring others, and obviously connect with some amazing people and coaches. So
and I think that is the fact that you just said that too. It's the connection. Like, that's what makes this so unique. And when you look at the four of us talking and the different backgrounds that we have, the one thing that I see in common and what I notice about the Powerhouse culture is that we really are looking for something more, and something a little bit more along the lines of freedom and financial freedom. And that's where I think the connection between the four of us we have, and that's where I want Mike to kind of explain a little bit about the mindset, because just to give an intro on this quadrant, if anybody's ever read Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, I believe that's where this comes from. Mike's an expert when it comes to inspiring people in that, that freedom mindset. So we kind of have him handling this area of it. But we all have something like a dream, right? You sit there and you say, I want more, I know I can do more, I want to start a business, I just don't know how. This is it. And that powerhouse culture, what I noticed about our team, again, is that common thread of freedom. So when you align yourself with products, multi-million-dollar products that get results, you have a team of people that are all supporting each other, which if you're in our challenge group, you see how that works. You see those free challenges that we do, that we're there and we're supporting you. There is a way for you to be working on your own health and fitness, paying that forward to others and be compensated for it. So what Mike is going to show you a little bit is kind of how we were trained, growing up in school, and the employee mindset, as Jacqueline said, and Amanda actually runs her own small business. I have a property down in Florida that I rent out, which is kind of like investing. So Mike's going to get a little bit into that, and we're going to show you how I think an entrepreneurial mind works. But Mike, correct me if I'm wrong. Kind of drop some knowledge on them a little bit and teach them a little bit, Master.
So what I'm going to talk about is how we as coaches are learning to own our lives. How earlier I talked about people trading their time for money, and this is really our way, how we found to stop doing that and to do what we want with our lives. And so the one thing that I want to show you is how we've learned to own our lives. So I'm going to show you this Robert Kiyosaki. It's called the cash flow quadrant, and if you're earning money, then whether it's legal, whether it's illegal, whatever you're doing, it falls into one of these 4 squares. So I'm going to break it down for you. There's 4 squares. The first one is an E for employee. Employee. I don't know if you guys can see that. Probably not. But you got your employee. You've got S for your small business owner. You've got small business or self-employed, whatever. And then up here, you've got your business owner. So you got big business over here. They define a big business as anything, any corporation, any company, any business with more than 500 people working inside of it. So your big business right here. And then down here, you've got your investors. So
my favorite
employee, you got your employees, your small business owners, your big business, and your investors. So the difference between these two right here is this line, in my opinion. That line right here represents a lot of things that we tell ourselves. It represents self-doubt. It represents limiting beliefs that we tell ourselves, I can't do that. I can't make the leap from an employee to a big business owner for a lot of different reasons. And the main one that I find is security. So the people that you find on this side of the line are working for security. So I'm going to write that down. And security in a sense of, they want to know that if I go to work, I put in my 10 hours, 11 hours, whatever you work, I'm going to make set amount of money, and you can depend on that. So you've got that sense of security. I'm going to work and I'm getting paid. I know how much I'm going to make. And the difference between this side and this side is security. This side right here is working for freedom. So I don't know about you guys, but my freedom is everything to me, and I learned that by giving my time for money, because I was busting my butt before I started coaching. I was working 4 different jobs to make it, to pay bills, to pay off my college loans, my college debt, and I was able to quit all of those by making the leap over to this side, to conquering my limiting beliefs, my self-doubt, So I'm going to talk more about these two sides. This side right here, you've got 95% of our population. 95% of the population falls onto this side of the quadrant, and they're making 5% of the money. So you've got 95% of the people on this earth working for 5% of the money that's available inside this quadrant. When on this side, you've got 5% of the population in the United States, wherever, working for 95% of the wealth. That's a major, it blew my mind. That's what really got me listening whenever a year ago, I've been coaching for a year and some days now. Whenever he told me that, that blew my mind, just mind blown completely. So you've got employees working for security, but really when you think of it, you know, I heard someone say this the other day. Why would you want to spend so much of your time? You know, you're working 40 plus 50 hours a week, you know, however many hours that is a year for your entire life, you know, 30, 40, 50 years. It's a industrial age style thinking, you know, go to school, get good grades, so you can go to college, get good grades, get a degree, and then that degree is going to get you an awesome job. It's going to get you an awesome job that's going to allow you to work for 30 or 40 years, save money, and retire comfortable. But when you look around, if you really look around, you know, I've got a lot of my friends, and it breaks my heart to see it. They spend so much time, so much of their time. That's a big word. I swear it's the biggest word. Um, in college, in school, to get that degree, and when they get out, they don't have a job. They can't find a job. They can't use their degree because they go and the people say, "Oh, well, you haven't put any time in, you know, learning that trade." You know, so you spend all that time to get the degree, and then you can't use it. Um, so that's the mindset. Go to school, get a degree, blah blah, get a job. But the thing is, you know, you can have a job, and I heard another guy say it was just over broke is what a job stands for. You got a job, you're just over broke. You're just gonna make it for the majority of your life unless you find a way to make money in one of these other quadrants. Um, but really your job has you. You think you have a job, but it's got you because your boss can fire you at any moment. You can lose your job at any moment and it sucks. You know, you think you've got all this security over here. You lose your job and you're on your ass. Um, so the security is big over there, freedom is big over here. These big business owners are working for passive income. You know, you're working for passive income on this side, and that means that you don't have to give your time anymore for money. On this side, if you stop working, money stops flowing in.
Yeah.
On this side, you build up passive income. That means once it's built, you can go on vacation for a year and come back, and you've got money flowing in the whole time, you know, once it's built up. So that's the four. I won't go into investing. That's something I'm doing a lot of research in right now because I want to get my foot in all four. You can have your foot in all four of these and all four of these quadrants if you're smart, if you want to put the time in to learn how.
Totally, and Mike, thank you for that. Just because that is definitely, in my opinion, your area of expertise, and where you inspire me the most with all of it. And I think to me, what's the most important is knowing that there's that left side of the quadrant is that active income. You must work for it every single day, and that was part of my story. Is when my mom had passed away, and I had 3 bereavement days, and on the one day I had to go back, I already used my 2 personal days. So they docked my pay, aka I didn't show up to work, I didn't get paid. When you move over to that right side of the quadrant, these are things they don't teach you. They're not going to teach you in school because I think it would totally blow up the entire economical system if we were doing that. But when you're moving over to that other side and you're running a big business, right? What we do as a team is a big business. So when you have that passive income, I was telling one of our newest coaches today, Stephanie Hartzman, my hustler baby, that I could, if I wanted to, just based off of the team volume sales, products that you see on TV, 21-day fix, size, body beast, all of that stuff, those are things that our team works with. So we have customers that are ordering off of the television and are coming into us as coaches. This is passive income that if I decided I did not want to work through those sales, I have a paycheck that's generated every single week. And if I were okay with the paycheck that I were making, then I would say, I usually don't disclose what it is that I make, but without getting into cycle bonuses, because you guys don't know what cycle bonuses are, but off of that passive income, I'll probably have about $600 to $700 a week, just passively. That doesn't include the amount of retail that people do purchase from me, or the bonuses that we get, or if you guys saw in my 5-star sprint, it was a $12,000 bonus. So I don't want to get too much into that, but to let you know that working with Beachbody and as a Powerhouse coach, that is a form of passive income. When you look into that investor side, an example of an investor, right? I'm not even talking about stocks and bonds, but I have a home in Florida. That gets rented out. Whether I show up to Florida or not, that money is coming into me. So that's a form of investment. Once again, I could go to sleep if I wanted to. I'm still getting paid. But we have, if Amanda and Jacqueline want to talk a little bit about the employee mindset, and Amanda, I know that you have a small business. If you want to talk a little bit about that briefly, because I know I want to keep everything for everybody. Yeah, tell us about your small business.
Yeah, no, because when I first graduated college, I knew I always wanted to own my own business, and I didn't know exactly what I wanted to go into. But I remember being like, I majored in child development, I want to work with kids, and I love soccer, so I kind of put it all together and was like, I'm going to have a small business where I go into preschools and I teach little kids soccer. And I love it. Love doing it. But like Mike was saying, it's a lot of time you're investing. You are putting in the time. There's security because you know you're getting paid every time. But if I have a coach that calls me and says, hey, I'm sick, I can't come to that training session today, it's on me to show up to make sure that that class is being covered. So that's where, before I even saw the cash flow quadrant, I understood what a small business was, but then when I realized that I could get my foot onto the right side and be where that 5% of the population is, it was a no-brainer. I was like, what do I have to do? Still love my small business, but being a big business owner and being an investor is where you're going to build that passive residual income, and that's where you're going to create that freedom in the future for, to travel, to be with your families, and to do what you want to do with your life.
Yeah, and I think it just clicked, the words just clicked for me, and the reason that they don't teach these things in school, right, I said it would probably break the system, because imagine, if we taught you that you didn't need a specific college degree or a major to be doing this and to be on that right side of the quadrant, if that were taught in schools, colleges within the United States would be done, because nobody would be paying tuition. So I think that's where we are so trained to, oh no, go to school, get good grades, go to college, get a job, pay your loans, suck it up, work till you die, right? And it sounds a little harsh, but it's a fact. Think about it. So I like the way Amanda is saying she loves her small business, she keeps it, right? I have a small business, part-time too, coaching, and I will coach people, life coach people, clients, but I have to show up to get paid. If I don't show up, if I lose my voice, if I can't make it, if an emergency happens, I don't get paid. So we can have a small business, we can have the investor, we can have the big business when it comes to Powerhouse Coaching. And Jacqueline, I want you to speak a little bit about, and let's start to dip into our stories of, as a Powerhouse Coach and as we're running these challenges, because a lot of our challengers on Facebook see what we do, and Beachbody just gave us an app on our phones where we can challenge people on our phones who do not have Facebook. So that's, again, aligning with a huge corporation, a huge big business. We're aligned with all of their products and services. We have them for the price of Shakeology, which we'll get into that as well on options if you guys do decide that you're sticking it out to the end of the call and you're curious on how to get over to the right side of the quadrant. But Jacqueline, if you can kind of start your story a little bit about what's like the difference for you between being an employee and where you're at now with your coaching career, and what coaching has kind of done for you.
Well, I want to touch a little bit, just real quick, on what you guys were saying about college, because I truly believed that, since I graduated high school, that I was working towards financial freedom, my idea of financial freedom, and it was, go to a 4-year college, get your degree. I got my degree in psychology, and I thought I'd just land this awesome psychology counseling job or something and get paid good money and I'll be set. The reality of that, I mean, it works for some people, but I think it's a very low percentage now. I really do. Because when I got out of school, I was over $35,000 in debt from loans, and I couldn't get that job. And I finally found one psychology job that I qualified for, and they hired me, and I hated it. I hated it, and it was 40 hours a week, and the pay was okay, but I hated it, and I hated my life, and I remember right before it's the only job I've ever gotten fired from, and I think it's because I hated it so much. They could feel the hatred coming from me. I literally, the week I got fired, I walked down the hall thinking, I hope I get fired. I hope I get fired. Because I wanted to be free, and I never felt free working for somebody else. It just never aligned with my goals. And it wasn't worth it. And even if they were paying good, I don't think any amount of money is worth being unhappy or living a life that you don't agree with or that doesn't align with your goals. And what Beachbody has done for me is it's been like this blessing in disguise. It was an accident. I wasn't looking for it. But it's what I always knew I wanted and what I needed. And I wake up every day and I'm like, you know, I'm not some big superstar, but I'm helping people. And I feel fulfilled, and I take time, and I give my time to people, and I love doing that. It's something that my goals align with, and my finances have been building every single month since I've started. So I'm like, this is the real deal. This is the real deal. It's growing. I mean, this company is great. The products are great. And all I did was fall in love with the shake, start doing the workout programs, shared that with others, and then other people wanted that too. It would be selfish for me not to share how I lost 50 pounds in a healthy way, how I didn't use a magic pill to get my health back, how I got my anxiety under control by working out. It would be selfish of me not to share that.
Yeah, and that's I think a common theme for a lot of us coaches is that the opportunity has changed our lives so significantly. Like, there are a ton of network marketing and direct sales opportunities out there, right? Like, tons of them. But I think what we have that's unique when it comes to Team Powerhouse and Team Beachbody is you have the nutrition, which I don't care what anybody says. If you don't have your health, there's very little else that matters. There's very little else, right? I have a lot of people that work in, you know, cosmetics or Amway or energy drinks or whatever the other network marketing opportunities are out there. But if health is not that base, it doesn't matter how much money you have, how much you love your job, where are you going? So we have the nutrition, we have the fitness programs, which Jacqueline and I were both people. Amanda and Mike work out. They're great at working out. Jacqueline and I were like, workout, not so much. I work out 6 days a week now. Jacqueline has since then, after her first baby, entered into a bikini competition when she was coaching with us on Team Powerhouse. Like, this is an opportunity to really develop the whole person. And I don't put that lightly, because one of the things that I do want to stress, and I know all of my powerhouses here, and for those who are listening, hopefully you will as well, I want to stress that really when it comes to developing a whole person, that passive income, having that financial freedom is all part of it. There are so many people that I come into contact with that are afraid to have these type of opportunities or to have that abundance in their life because they think that it's wrong to want money. It's wrong to want financial freedom, but what I think we have realized is the more we have is the more we have to give. And I can say for every single one of the powerhouses that are on today, do I want to say we're generous? Do I want to say that we're the coaches too, that we're throwing out free prizes and sending out gifts to our coaches and making donations and tithing and doing good things with what we've been blessed with? So we have a saying on this team and within Team Beachbody is that your income is a direct reflection of the amount of lives that you change. So I don't want anybody to get it twisted that what we do here is not just about the money, and it's not about saying, you know, F college, and college is great. It made me a very well-rounded individual, and I support college. However, go to college and work on your health and fitness part-time, and that's where we can talk about how you can get involved in this. And coaching is not it's not about sales. You see, none of us are sales. We're not experienced salespeople. None of us are fitness experts. Jacqueline had gotten her nutritional therapy license or certification afterwards. I mean, that's not a requirement for this. I'm not a personal trainer. Amanda became a personal trainer, and that's what made her interested in this, but it's not a requirement. So I would like to hear also too, Amanda, because you've been in this with me since the beginning, and you've seen how the team has grown and how the team has changed and evolved, and you've been a part of the trainings. When somebody comes on the team, we train you, we support you, whether it's your fitness journey or your financial journey. But Amanda, if you could tell us a little bit about just kind of how you've evolved and where you're at now with Beachbody coaching and Powerhouse coaching. She's always gonna freeze. It'll come on, I think in 2 seconds it'll pop on. Let's see. And if she doesn't, then we can toss the mic over to Mike. Yeah, good. Well, let's see until Amanda, I guess, unfreezes. Oh man, she's frozen. Mike, do you want to share a little bit about where you're at? And most importantly to me, I have to highlight it. Your family is my success story, or your success story, but just go. Tell them where you're at.
I think when I first got started with this, I felt kind of like, oh man, I'm at a disadvantage because I like you said earlier, I've always been like fitness minded. I've always been a fitness freak. You know, I'd spend hours and hours and hours and hours in the gym. So I'm like, how the heck am I going to show somebody my transformation? Like, I'm skinny. Who wants to listen to a skinny guy talk about how to get skinny? Like, I don't know what it is to be overweight or anything. But then I started thinking, you know, I was like, I started coaching, and my why was because I wanted to go to Australia. I wanted to get out of my comfort zone. I wanted to get to Australia, and I wanted to just figure out what it was I really wanted to spend my life doing. And the only thing that was holding me back was my family. I felt bad leaving my family because I looked around and I saw that they were very unhealthy, and I saw the path that they were going down wasn't leading to anywhere good. You know, they were all overweight. They were struggling and suffering from things that you struggle with whenever you're overweight. You know, they had high blood pressure. They had, all of these other things, diabetes. They had just all kinds of headaches. They were just living lives that were burdened by poor health. And I wanted more than anything to be able to do something about that. And through this, I found a way to do that. And I found a way to do that while I was in Australia. I left for Australia a month after becoming a coach. And the only reason I came back from Australia was because the 6 months that I was there, my family kicked butt. I was working with 5 of my family members, my mom, my dad, my grandma, my aunt, and my uncle. And between the 5 of them, they lost almost 300 pounds, like 3 pounds under 300 pounds. So, I mean, they turned their lives around. But even more than that, even more than the physical transformation, they had mental, they had emotional, they had spiritual transformations, because you start getting healthy, you start giving your body the nutrition that it's been begging for. Our bodies beg for good nutrition, and whether we realize it or not, that's what the sickness that we suffer from. That's what our allergies. That's what all of these things that we suffer from. It's what it is. It's our body calling out. It's our body begging for good nutrition. So my family, you know, they start giving their bodies just that, and their bodies come alive. You know, they start losing weight. My uncle gets taken off of his diabetic medications. My grandma's blood pressure, her blood pressure medicine, she gets taken off of that. You know, Hera, she gets taken off of her thyroid medications. You know, you give your body what it needs and it'll rock your world. I'm telling you, it'll rock your world, because our bodies are meant to heal themselves. We are meant to heal ourselves. We're not meant to suffer. We're meant to live awesome lives full of good things and blessings and health. And the only thing that keeps us from that are the habits, the bad habits, the lack of nutrition that we're surrounded by. We're surrounded by poor nutrition, and it's a very, very deep rabbit hole that I'm not going to go into on the whole nutrition side and what our government is doing to us with that. So I'm not going to talk about that. But if you want to, find me on Facebook. We'll talk.
Yeah, I was going to say, private message, hit me up. And what I do want to say, too, also as a disclaimer, Shakeology is clinically proven to do tons of things. But, of course, as a disclaimer, it's not proven to take anybody off of the thyroid medication or anything like that. We can send you videos on the clinical trials that it is proven to do. But I will say that I've helped several people get off their medications. And what that does come down to is, like Mike is saying, our bodies are starving for nutrition. Jacqueline knows it. We're giving people a chance at life. Mike had mentioned in the beginning too, time is this very precious word, this word that we keep mentioning because it's the one thing that you can't get back. You don't want to trade your time for money. So I think one of the reasons a lot of us got into this opportunity is because we did care about our health and we did want to stop trading our time for dollars. We wanted to live the way we wanted to. Yay, Amanda's back on. We wanted to live our life by design and to be, as we say in the Team Powerhouse challengers, for our challengers who are on, that our goal is to make you the best version of you possible. We wake up every day and we want to be the best version of us possible. Who we were created and designed to be. And if more people could understand that it is possible, that the best part of this job is not just the changes that happen within you, but how you get to shine that light and spread that fire. I mean, again, we have free challenge groups that we run that I do want to talk about briefly. That's just paying that forward. And to see the smile on a challenger's face, or to see a note or a text message that they send you and just say how the group has changed them. Like Jacqueline was mentioned, we have so many people that are getting off of anxiety medication and antidepressants because it's a life that we've been given through Team Beachbody and Team Powerhouse. So I do want to give you guys options on what it is you can do after this, especially for people that are looking to make their health and fitness first priority and what they can do with that. But Amanda, I want to hear. I want to give you a chance to speak and hear where you're at because I think you froze before. I lost you.
Connection. I don't know what happens. Internet. But yeah, no. Since being a Beachbody coach, I mean, my whole life's changed. I mean, obviously, like I said in the beginning, I just graduated college, so I was living at home. Didn't want to live with the parents anymore. So Beachbody's been able to basically pays for my rent, pays to back student loans, allows me to travel. I mean, what's really cool about Beachbody is they kind of send you on all these free trips and can get you to go hang out with all your cool coaches. So, it's been allowing me to travel. It just giving me freedom to do what I want. I mean, my roommate the other day it was funny. She was talking to me and she was just like, I feel like you're in college. Like, your schedule's like all over the place. Like, you kind of just do what you want. And it's true. Like, being your own boss allows you to just live life by design. I mean, we keep saying it, but it's so true, and it's so weird because, like, if you would have told me, like, in college this is what I would be doing once I graduated, I would have told you were nuts. So, like, it's just cool to be able to say, like, hey, like, I live my life by design, and I'm able to do what I want when I want, and, like, sometimes I can sleep in, sometimes I get up at 6 in the morning and go meet some of my players and work out with them. So it's fun. It's helped me with bills like crazy. Like, can't say enough good things about it, honestly. Could go on all night.
It's definitely, a lot of us do work for that, work to become full-time coaches and have that full-time. I mean, I've been able to completely replace my teacher's income, which was we were actually getting paid really well. I was at an awesome school down in South Florida. So last time I did a call like this, a lot of people got upset and said, why wouldn't you want to be a teacher, and what did you find wrong with teaching? I love teaching. I still get to teach every single day because I've taken on the aspect of when a coach comes into our organization and they say they want this as a business, we train you, we mentor you. Beachbody, again, is a multi-million-dollar company that has all of the tools for things for you even to do presentations like this if that's what you want and that's where your passion is. That's where my passion is. That's where our passion is to pay this opportunity forward. And when it comes to teaching people about how to improve their health and fitness, again, you don't have to be an expert. Beachbody has what was a game changer and hands down 21-day fix. 21-day fix changed everything for the face of our company because it started to teach people how to eat properly. Portion control, proper combinations, you throw in the Shakeology, you get a 21-day challenge of a workout, and people were thriving. I mean, having major transformations. So one of the things that I want to do to just kind of wrap this up so that way we're being respectful of everybody's time is to let you know that, yes, at the end of this presentation, you're going to have a follow-up from whichever coach invited you. They're probably just going to ask you a few questions like, was there anything here tonight that, you know, that you vibed with or that you resonated with? Anything that you saw yourself doing or you had any questions about? And you do have two options for joining us as a powerhouse. So I want to present those two options to you briefly and let you know that 99.9% of my entire being wants to know that if somebody is going to join our team, that they do care about their own health and fitness. You don't have to be at your perfect goal body, goal weight. We are all transformations. I know Mike has goals, Amanda has goals. Amanda just got the most incredible transformation from Hammer and Chisel, and she is leading an awesome group that I'm observing and watching. Jacqueline has goals. Jacqueline's about to have a baby, so you know she's going to have goals again in another 7 months. You don't have to be a salesperson. You don't have to be at your ideal weight. You do not have to be a personal trainer or a nutritionist or an expert. You have to want to work on your fitness, care about your health, and pay that forward to others. I am definitely looking for people that are coachable in the sense that they want to learn, they are eager to learn, and they want to try our products and use them so that way they can, with all of their heart and soul, recommend something to people. So we have these free challenges. A lot of you guys are in our free challenge group, and you see what we do. There's no pushy sales. There's no any type of you must buy this or else. We're there to pay it forward to you. So that's what we do as coaches. And if you are interested in the coaching opportunity, then there is a way that you can join either as a coach or a customer. And the two options are by buying a challenge pack as a coach, you're going to end up getting your Shakeology as a discount. You purchase the challenge pack as a customer, you will pay the same price for Shakeology no matter what. So when we focus on that coaching opportunity, the biggest objection that I get is people say, but I don't think I can coach anybody. You don't have to coach anybody at first. A lot of us didn't start as coaches coaching people. A lot of us started on our own journey. Even Jacqueline, she was not working out. She just wanted to try the shake. She never knew she would get into this coaching business. She fell into it. So when it comes down to the challenge pack, we really are trying to match you and your needs up with a program that you will love, you will complete, and if you do complete it, you're definitely going to get results. That's guaranteed. And it also comes coupled with Shakeology. And when we bundle that together, you're getting massive savings. Massive savings. So it's a month supply of Shakeology. We have a money-back guarantee if you're not getting results from it, but I can guarantee you that is so much that we'll give you your money back. Beachbody will refund your money if you are not getting results from following those programs. So definitely get in touch with the coach or who invited you. I'm assuming a coach invited you. It might have been me, it might have been Jacqueline or Mike or Amanda or somebody else from Team Powerhouse. Talk to them about, the opportunity, and let's see where we can match you up with something that's going to fill your needs and get you on that path to sharing your journey with others. You do not have to be a social media phenom. You just have to have the desire to change yourself. Something in yourself, right? We're really big on personal development, which we can get into that a little bit later. But when it comes in terms to working this coaching business, I will train new coaches to be doing this in as little as an hour a day. You see, Jacqueline is a full-time mom, wife. She was working. Mike is at home with his family. He was working in Australia when he did this. Amanda is running multiple small businesses and coaching. On top of Powerhouse coaching, this is not something where you need to have a lot of time to start to build your coaching business. I mean, our workouts are even 30 minutes. So I definitely want to cut that short and just leave any of the questions towards the end. If you have any questions, you can post in the event page, our Facebook event page. You can talk to your captains and challengers, or you can hit us up, of course, private message, and ask away, because we've heard it all. There's no question that we haven't heard or we can't answer for you. So do you guys want to add anything before we sign off and let everybody have their evenings back? You want to add anything?
Nope.
You said it all.
Don't I always? That's what happens when you're a teacher. You know how to do this. But we hit on the most important part. So again, get in touch with that coach that contacted you, or at least expect a message from them. And I love my powerhouses for being on, and I love all of our challengers for watching us, and everybody who's on YouTube. What's up, guys? So I love you guys, and I hope everybody has an awesome night. Peace out to the powerhouses. Bye.